Hey everybody, welcome back to Life Improved by Average Joe Infinity. I'm Average Joe, and today we are going to talk about emergency preparedness. Whether you call it a bug out bag, a survival bag, a 72-hour kit, an emergency kit, whatever. This is it. We're going to talk about it. Let's get a closer view. I'm going to go through the stuff that I put in mine, what my bag is, and we will go from there. So something I think is important to note when we're talking about this is the purpose of this bag. To me, the purpose of this bag is if my house was on fire, I want to be able to grab one thing aside from family members, pets, all that stuff. If I can grab one tangible item and be out the door, I'll be set. That's the goal here, okay? So your big scenarios are going to be natural disasters that basically force me out of my home. Because if I'm not forced out of my home, that's where I'm going to stay. Because you should also build things up over time and have kind of long-term food storage and supplies that you need and things like that. So that's the purpose here. So here's my bag. This is the High Sierra Appalachian 75 liter hiking backpack. So we got this. I got mine a little bit bigger than my wife's because naturally I probably would be carrying a little bit more stuff. This bag isn't 100% complete. It's most of the way there. It's got the most important things, and we'll talk about a few of the other things as well. So one thing I try to find when it comes to finding packs like this, or really backpacks in general, I'm a big fan of having pockets on the shoulder straps, on the waistband, the waist belt, because they're convenient when you're on the go. So things that you are going to need regularly and frequently you can put in there so you don't have to take your pack off. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have any of that. With these High Sierra hiking packs, as the bigger you go, kind of the more storage you get on the back side. This has an adjustable back here. You can pull, so the strap actually pulls out this way. I'm going to leave it in because it's right where I want it. So you pull it up and then it comes and velcros down. So these loops here, you can actually adjust the height on this. So it's got really good customization there. Let's flip this around from the top to the bottom. So this is kind of the head of the pack here. This particular one has two pockets. On the very, very outside, it has kind of a soft pocket. It only has the soft liner on one side, oddly enough, but it's pretty decent for electronics, sunglasses, that kind of stuff. And then there's also a larger pocket underneath that. You can flip this thing over, of course. And then here is obviously the opening to the main compartment, which is just huge and open. There's no organization to it. This one has a collar that can actually come out, so it gives you some extra space. It's got a pull tie closure on it. We'll just tuck that guy back in there for now. It also has the back panel can zip open to give you access to the main compartment as well. Then also, this one in particular has this little zipper on the very, very back. It gives you a little extra organization that you don't always see on some of the smaller ones. Same with this rear panel access. Rear panel access is nice because if you got this thing extended, sorry, I'm kind of off camera. If you have this thing extended all the way, you can reasonably gain access to lower items. So I think that's a great design. Once you reach the 75 liter pack, you get these side pockets. You get a side pocket on each side. Again, having tons and tons of straps. You have little Velcro straps that you can use for hiking poles or ice picks or whatever you can think of. One thing that I don't have here that I use this for actually is for, like 100-foot length of 550 paracord. It has this lower compartment, which again, it actually has a dividing zipper right here to again access the main compartment, so you really can get into the bottom. You can literally get into the main compartment from the bottom, middle, and top, which is awesome. This lower area is a sleeping bag compartment, which of course is going to be handy. You're going to need like some kind of down or synthetic equivalent to stuff in there nicely. And then it's also got straps that you can attach, a sleeping pad on the bottom, or if you've got a small tent or something. Neither of those things do I have yet. I have a sleeping bag, which I should pull out and and show you guys. I'll at least give you a link to it. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the pack. And then of course you've got little mesh pockets for water bottles on the side for easy access there. So I'm gonna set this aside and let's talk about some stuff. So real quick, let's talk food. Before we get started, I just want to say that I'm going to put links for everything in the description below. I'll also put their current price as of making this video, because I don't know the prices off the top of my head, so I'm just going to do that so you can look, kind of browse at your leisure there. So let's talk about it. Alright, so here's some options as far as food and heating food. What we've got here, I'm going to start here because I think this is actually the most irrelevant thing in here. And I've had these for a long time, so these kits, we always call them 72-hour kits. We've done this for basically as long as I can remember. And it looks like these little MRE heaters actually come from 1991 and 1992 originally. MREs are meals ready to eat. Generally something the military has used traditionally in the past. I don't know if that's still accurate today, but you pour water in these things, and then MREs, they just come in like a little packet, and all you do is you stick that packet in here. This thing heats up the water because you pour it in. The stuff that's in here activates, heats up, cooks your food up nice and hot, and then you eat it. You can also get this Mountain Oven flameless heating kit. So this thing's got 5 uses. It's kind of similar to this guy right here, and it's basically a way that you can prepare the Mountain House meals without having to have boiled water, because the Mountain House meals, they say add 2 cups of boiling water, stir carefully, let it sit for 8 to 9 minutes, and you're good to go. Naturally, some other great options is like a little portable gas heater with basically a miniature stove thing, portable stove. I can't remember what they call those right now. There are some really cool ones you can get. The only trick is you're gonna have to have gas for those. So when you're talking about survival and stuff like that, you know, your gas is gonna run out eventually, so you'll have to figure something else out. But of course, these will run out eventually too. But the point of these packs is really just to last you a few days, keep you going. As you can see, I have quite a bit of like Mountain House or similar other products, Backpacker's Pantry. It's pretty much those two. Thrive Express is another one. The big thing here is that these are all dehydrated foods, so they'll last a long time. I bought these about a year ago, and they are set to expire in 2027. So they last like 8 or 9 years. So you really, like, these are a good investment, even though they're like, you know, maybe $5 a pop. They're really a good deal for how long they're gonna last. You're not gonna have to be buying new stuff every year. And the importance of these packs is that you've gotta commit to checking them probably every 6 months to a year and just go through it and make sure everything's current, up to date, you know where everything is, because there are definitely a few things, it's been a while for me. There are definitely a few things that I have misplaced, or that I continually need to get more things because mine's not totally complete. But we've basically got 4 dinners because those are going to give you the most calories and stuff. We've got some oatmeal packets. Who knows how long these last? I don't even know. But these are easy to do. You just have a little bowl, and I'm sure there's better ones. This is like a really, really old bowl that I've had forever. Like I said, we've done this since I was a little kid, so you'll see some of this stuff is a little dated, but it still works, and that's what matters. Then got some scrambled eggs, and then just to treat ourselves a little bit, cheesecake and raspberry crumble, because if you're out stuck in the wilderness or something, life sucks, it might not hurt to have a little dessert. That's all this stuff. Of course, a couple water bottles. These are old. These were treated to last a long time, but these are probably due to be replaced as well. So it never is going to hurt to be able to have sources of water, and I'll talk about a couple other options as well. Alright, so up next, let's talk clothing and toiletries. One thing I took out of here that I didn't particularly want to share with you guys is underwear. Have, you know, a couple extra sets of underwear so you can change things out, because you'll basically have whatever you're wearing plus what's in your pack. So as you can see here, we've got an extra shirt. And I try to keep everything in plastic bags so that if you get caught in rain or something, then, you know, your stuff isn't going to get soaked. We have a space blanket as kind of an emergency thing. Scissors, because you never know when those will come in handy. And 2 extra pairs of socks. We have a little washcloth with a hairbrush. no reason we shouldn't be able to take care of our personal hygiene. As you can see, the currently very hard to get roll of toilet paper. Who knows how old this roll is, but what you do is the little cardboard centerpiece, just tear that thing out of here, and it helps your toilet paper just be a little bit more compact. Again, in a plastic bag. You soak your toilet paper, that's done for. I have this towel, again, very dated towel, but it would do the trick in a pinch. And then of course I've got additional toiletries here. So I've got a new toothbrush that I think just came from my dental office. Sample floss, sample toothpaste, because it's all lightweight. These little hand sanitizer, they're just little sprays. So they're really portable, really nice to be able to use that way. Same thing, but sunscreen. And then we have, boy, I should probably switch this out. This is old. It's just like a hotel bottle of shampoo, a little hotel bar of soap, Motel 6. Man, by the looks of this packaging, we need a new one in there. So next time you're at a hotel, just snag a couple of those. And then we have the sample size shaving cream and a disposable razor. I've got all that stuff here, and I just kind of put it in the towel, so it can pretty well be wrapped up as a little bundle. Do that, tuck it all in there, stick it in your bag, and you're good to go. Alright, so here, this is pretty much the remaining balance of my emergency kit, bug out bag, whatever you want to call it. Some of it just is going to depend on your circumstances and where you live, what's going to be your next means of finding some food. I guess I put this together thinking I'm 100% on my own. If I was like the last man on earth, what would I need? I guess with that said, if we take it one step back, we are going to assume that, you know, someday things might get back to normal. So I always try to keep an external hard drive with my computer's information backed up, my wife's computer's information backed up, because I'm assuming that at some point we'll be able to get back to a point where we'll have computers again, and you know, you don't want to lose, you know, your family photos and stuff like that. Again, if it was just the fact that the house burned down and the computers are inside, then you just grab this thing and just, you've got it hopefully backed up. So back up your computer regularly. I take the hard drive out with its cord, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the top pocket to help protect it from any water that might happen, okay? You might need some range on your eyes. These are just a little pair of binoculars I had lying around. So I've got that as well. Of course, a headlamp for nighttime. This one's maybe not the best choice in the world. I like it because it's small, lightweight. It does take AAA batteries, so the batteries aren't necessarily rechargeable. In the future, I'll probably actually try to find some sort of rechargeable option, because you can get like a solar panel that you can take with you. You can attach it to your pack, so if you're walking around during the daytime, you can lay it out in the sunshine. You can use that solar panel to charge battery packs, and you can use those battery packs to recharge, you know, your phone, whatever needs recharging basically. So maybe not the best choice here, but it's always good to have some light. Speaking of light, I have a little flashlight. I don't know if it does turn on. It's pretty simple. You turn it on and it actually has a little handle, so you wind it to charge it up. Again, methods of recharging that you don't need disposable batteries for. Going back a little bit to the food and just kind of handiness, I have this Cricut eating tool. So as you can see, it's basically a little spork. It's not perfect, but it'll do in a pinch. It's lightweight. It beats carrying around plasticware, which I actually also have here because this was already in my bag and I kind of threw this in with it. Little carabiner. It's got bottle opener, hex head adjustments, and an edge for flathead screws. So that's always good. I like the versatility there. And then of course we have this little multi-tool. This isn't anything special. I think this was actually like a TJ Maxx special or something. Somebody gave it to me, but of course it just kind of has some of those odds and ends that you need. It even has a little flashlight on it. Tiny Phillips head, flathead, little saw, little knife, of course. Pliers, that's the main reason this even went in there. And then it's got a carabiner, so I just clipped these onto the chest for now because they've got carabiners, so why not? And then of course, to touch back on the hygiene real quick, just a little bag of Kleenex, a tiny first aid kit. I really want to get a better first aid kit, but this was what I had laying around, so this went in. So better first aid kit, and then of course a knife. This is one, it was my first knife that I ever got. It's the Gerber Skeleton Easy, I think. I mean, I'm sure it's varied a little bit. So knife of your choice. To come off of the knife, I guess let's talk about bear spray. I recently picked up this bear spray and didn't really even think about the fact that it should probably go into my bug out bag. But depending on where you live, again, bears might be an issue. This would probably be a really, really great side pocket thing. Replace one of those water bottles with this is probably what I would do, because easy access. No joke, I was on a hike once. It wasn't a bear, but me and my friend came around the corner and we walked almost straight into a moose. And I didn't have what I needed handy. Speaking of self-defense, a few rounds if you've got a gun, protect you from whatever dangers there might be, or hunting. If you have a rifle, might be a good thing to take with you. I have no idea what the situation might be. And then some of these miscellaneous things, back to food. This is one item that I so conveniently misplaced. It's just an outdoor products water bladder. It's 2 liters, just nothing crazy. It's just pretty basic. They're like $10 or something like that. They're not expensive. They're easy to use. So those are great, but I've got to find mine and put it in my pack. And then again, speaking of water, we have this thing, which to be honest I've not used, but it basically is a water bottle. You fill up the bottle and then it has a filter up in the top so that as you drink it filters. So it's kind of similar to like a Life straw or something. So again, a Life straw is also probably a good thing to keep in your bag as well. And then to get to this little center stuff, this center thing is basically some navigation. I have a little compass. Who knows if it would be handy, because I probably couldn't use it well enough to be any good anyway. But at least I've got it. And then some basic kind of fire starting stuff. So these are just some little alcohol pads and gauze. I figured things that would probably be fairly flammable and easy to start on fire. So keep those there. And then I've got this little Gerber fire starter, which is kind of cool. Just comes apart, and it actually has some distress signal Morse code stuff on here. So it's really just your basic flint and steel. And the handy thing is one side is a storage compartment, and I filled it with laundry lint because I thought that might be a good option. Something that would be pretty easy to start on fire. And then it actually separates your flint so you're not stuck trying to do it this close together. And then last feature on this little guy here, a little whistle. Alright, so obviously I'm a little bit smaller of a guy, so these waist straps are a little almost on the big side. Once you get everything adjusted, it's actually pretty comfortable. With what I have here, it's not too heavy. There's definitely a lot more that could go into this to make it a lot more heavy. Here's basically what it looks like at this point. Of course, the bottom part is really open and empty. But I would feel pretty good about carrying this. Anyway, there you have it. This is my version of a bug out bag, emergency bag, survival bag, 72-hour kit, whatever you want to call it. It's basically all the same thing. For me, the point is that if for whatever reason I have to get out fast and I can grab one tangible item to take with me, I can grab this bag, and it has everything that I'm gonna need for hopefully whatever the situation is, especially food and water. Have one bag per member of your family. I'm gonna put a link to Amazon, but honestly the best place to get them might just be High Sierra's website. I watched their site for a long time, and they pretty commonly will put a couple of bags on sale at a time. So you actually can get these bags for pretty cheap. I got the same model for my wife, but it's like the 60-liter version. It's just like whatever the next step down is. There you have it. I know there's so many options and things that could be talked about here that there's no possible way I've covered everything. So if there's something that you like, that you feel like I've missed, would be a great addition to things, please leave a comment down below. I'll try to update the description with some cool products that you guys recommend. So with the state of the world right now and the coronavirus and everything spreading, we're kind of right in the middle of that as of the recording of this. You know, stay calm. Whatever happens, things will turn out, right? And so just stay calm. Don't panic. I know people are being like really reactive, and they're doing things like buying toilet paper, which I don't know. For me, if I run out of toilet paper and there's no more at the store, I'm just gonna hop in the shower and clean myself that way, right? Like, like, that's not the end of the world. So I don't entirely understand the whole I have to buy all the toilet paper. Like, was no one using toilet paper before? I get that what's happening is that production is getting impeded because the virus is spreading. So in an attempt to stop the virus from spreading, people way too late are saying, okay, we aren't gonna work, we're gonna like shut things down for a little while so that people can recover and get better. But we need to be proactive about it, is my opinion. But sometimes convincing your employer of that on the forefront of things is really difficult. It's not until, oh no, Steve in accounting, he went to a concert last week and got the coronavirus. Anyway, that's a total tangent, but just stay calm, hang in there. If you're quarantined, if you like video games, go check out my main channel, Average Joe Infinity. It's a gaming channel. We just play games, just have a good time, enjoy a good story. You read a book, I don't know, you don't have to come support my other channel. I don't care, just stay calm, for goodness sake. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. You're wonderful, amazing people. Hang in there. Start building your kit if you haven't already. If you have already and there's something really handy that you think I missed, comment that down below, and I will see you in the next video.